Hello everyone, welcome back to ViCraft. Let's create a surprise card today. From outside, it's just a plain ordinary card, flat, huh? But when you open it slowly, it pops up. It looks like a little stage, so I would call it a popped-up stage card. It got 3 layers, so if you look around, also got a backdrop behind. Doesn't it look like a little stage? So for the recipient, it will be a big surprise when they open it, isn't it cool? Now I'm going to show you how to create this step by step. First, we need to choose the stamp for the cover. Since this is a surprise card, so I want to keep the cover really simple. And here's what I got, the bunny and coffee stamp, and there is some really interesting sentiments here. So I'm going to stamp sending you a latte birthday wishes on the cover, and another one inside where's the coffee. That will be fun for the recipient when they open it. So here's what I stamp on the cover. Off screen, sending you a latte birthday wishes, with a little cute bunny sticking out his head from the cup. And another sentiment, a cup of thanks. But when we open it, you can see another stamp image. It's the bunny jumping into the cup with another sentiment, where's the coffee? Isn't it cute? After the stamping, I'm going to do some color in. I will choose watercolor. I think it's easier to control. So comparing to Copic marker, they are more solid. And this is a refillable watercolor brush, very handy. Remember, the color we use for that little stage, it is blue and purple, so I'm going to stick with this to keep it consistent. I'm not sure if I would use brown, yellow or grey for that little bunny. So I had a thought and finally I decided to use grey. I will start with outside the edge of his head first and slowly blend in, so we can get a softer look. Then we'll move on to another image inside before we wash the brush because it's the same color. Then I'm going to color the coffee cup. I will use purple for the cup. For the saucer, I will choose blue. As we mentioned, we want to keep it simple and consistent, so purple and blue. And what about the fun part? The pop-up stage. Off you go. Before we start, we need to have a look at the cardstock. You can choose whatever color you like. So I decided to go with the apricot color. I think it's really cute and warm. Since I don't have this die, so I'm not going to use the die cut machine today. I know the die cut machine is very easy and quick, but sometimes I do enjoy using the craft knife. Like this one, it's pretty easy and straightforward. So all you need is a craft knife, and you will need to obviously print out this image and then cut it with your craft knife first and use it as a guide. Put it on top of your card and hold it with one hand and use the craft knife to cut around the edge. Just move around it slowly. When we move on to the wavy edge or border, it's a bit challenging if you use a normal scissor. So if you have one of those pattern or border scissors you got, you can cut it out easily. So now we have cut it out, and next I'm going to create the folding lines. I'm going to use the score buddy. If you don't have one, you can skip this and eyeball it and fold it. Since this is the first time I make this card, so I'm not familiar with it, I'm going to use the template as a guide, so I put it on the left hand side as you can see. So I can position it more accurately. I know I wouldn't make any mistake. So far, I believe I have completed the most complicated part, and the next step will be much easier. I do find it therapeutic. Not sure if you guys feel the same. I would say crafting is really helpful during this pandemic. All done, so we can now fold it. I have to mention I do find this skull buddy really useful for me, not just because I'm a bit fussy, obviously, and if you're making lots of cards at the same time like me, you would find this is a real time saver. Okay, it's time to put everything together since we have cut them and fold them all. I forgot to mention, for this head and shoulder shape, actually you need to cut 2 pieces. And for the T shape here, you need 3 pieces. For that little T shape, you need to position it upside down, like this, and then put it through that little cut we created. We will need to use double-sided tape here, but remember to fold it first. If you push it down along the flap here, then line it up with that folding line here, like I pointed. Then place the double-sided tape on top of it. You may use any liquid adhesive or glue stick. As long as it stays put, then it will work. So next I'm going to flip it over and press it down. You also need to make sure it will stay put and stick there firmly, so you can pull it to test. And the next, we also need double-sided tape on that little flap. After you peel off the release paper, then you can flip it over to press it down. Make sure it sticks to the back. We will also need double-sided tape on the side flap, as you can see. That will help to combine these 2 head and shoulders together to make it work. I have assembled another one off the screen, so you can see I used 2 head and shoulders and 2 T shapes. So here we go, this is the 3rd T shape we need. We need to cut the foot off because it's longer than we need. We will place it between these 2 shapes. Again, use the double-sided tape on top of that foot of the little T. Just make sure the head of that little T will go above this edge here, if you can see. And the foot of the T will go below it. It may look a bit weird here, but trust me, it will work after we put them together. Now we can remove the release paper and glue these 2 shapes together. We need to make sure 2 shapes are flat here and just eyeball it. Now you can see we have formed the stage. We can now test it by pushing it up from the bottom. You can see the 3 dimensions of the stage. Lovely. Oh, as I mentioned about the border scissor earlier, so I'm going to show you quickly how to use it and create a border for this stage. Just in case you have missed something earlier and something's not clear for you, so I am creating another head and shoulders with this red cardstock here. I hope this will help. So this is the most important part for this card, as you can see. And after you have created this stage, you can then decide the color, the theme, and images you want to put on top. Just stamp it, color it, and then cut it out. Glue them around these 3 little bars you can see. And that's it. Have fun! Thanks for crafting with me today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.